my name is Alex Davis, and welcome to the photo bay inside of Lexus of Wichita, where today we are being joined by the brand new RX 500h F Sport. What a name for an incredible car. So this is a new offering, a redesign, if you will, for the Lexus RX product. And this one is in top trim form. Part of the reason why we're doing this video is not a lot of these have been seen yet, but this is the 500h. So a turbocharged 4-cylinder matched with a hybrid powertrain for a total of over 360 horsepower and over 400 foot-pounds of torque. So it should be a very, very quick car. I'm very excited to drive one. The front of the new redesigned Lexus RX is actually going to have a smaller grille. So traditionally Lexus grilles have been growing larger, but in this case it's actually shrunken a little bit, perhaps signifying that we might be going back to a more traditional grille size for this brand. You can see though they still have suggestions and remembrances of their larger grille with this piece of plastic up here. Again, kind of molding from that three-dimensional look into more of that 2D and then finally a finished painted product. But on the front, Lexus badge of course covered. That is going to be your adaptive cruise control. Along with other safety settings, you do have proximity sensors up front, and then a nice silver piece down here signifying the end of the vehicle. I do like when a car is all black having a nice little silver piece down here so it doesn't just blend in the road, it actually stands out. Moving over towards me a little bit more, we do have Lexus's signature kind of check mark daytime running light inside the premium tri-beam headlights. So very cool upgrade there for the front of the new Lexus RX. Something I highly recommend. It makes it stand out. Down here underneath the headlight, you do have headlight washers and then some more intakes here running along the side, and then an air curtain again shoving wind outside of that front wheel to have better aerodynamics and therefore better fuel economy. Moving along the side, I actually have a fun little button here because we are in the photo bay after all. Let's make it spin. So moving along to the side of the new Lexus RX 500h, we are in F Sport form. So we have F Sport wheels, nice and large, 20 inches there. Our F Sport badge just here. And then the side profile is still going to remind you very much of the Lexus RX product that you're familiar with, but a couple of redesign and a couple of changes as well. One of them being the door handles. It seems that every automotive manufacturer now wants to put a twist on something, whether that be a yoke steering wheel from a Tesla product or different door handles. So in this case, we will have proximity entry so you can lock the vehicle as well as unlock it just by using any of the 5 door handles on the car. I said 5. The rear trunk is one as well. But we just have a button. So on the inside, give it a little click and then open. And it's pissed off right now because I have the daytime running lights on. So you hear a little bit of screeching coming from the inside, but we'll deal with that later. We do have blind spot monitoring, lots of safety on the new RX. Everything from lane mitigation, so it'll change lanes for you, to, because these are now electronic door locks, they are not going to allow you to open the vehicle if a bike or another vehicle is approaching. So a very cool safety feature there to help out bicyclists in a rather large and busy city. And then moving to the back, of course, a nice large door for your rear occupants to get in and out of. This is in the mid-size segment, and this is one of the larger ones in that mid-size segment. Something interesting between this new RX and the previous generation of RX, it actually shrunk by about 2.5 inches, 2.4 inches actually, but the wheelbase got 2.4 inches longer. So they took away some of the design from the outside, made it a little bit smoother, a little bit less busy, and I think a little bit more modern, and then added that 2.4 inches to the inside. So you get more legroom up front, as well as more legroom in the back and more cargo area as well. We'll get to the cargo area in just a second, as well as the back with the new connecting light bar that looks really, really cool, and some details in that connecting light bar that make this car a lot more elevated than the previous generation. But let's step on inside, get it started up, and see what the inside of the new Lexus RX 500h F Sport looks like. Hopping inside the new Lexus RX, you are greeted with a completely redesigned interior and a lot more technology than previous vehicles. So, get the door closed here. Nice solid thud quality that you'd expect, of course, from a Lexus product. But on the inside, steering wheel is completely different. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about the brand new 14-inch display here. Touchscreens are now in Lexus products. I know it's incredible to think that I'm just saying that right now, but it is indeed here. So no more of the kind of touchpad down here. we will have a full touchscreen. So 14.1 inches, I think, is the actual display. But Lexus's whole idea with their new redesign and their new thinking is less buttons, but still easily accessible. So that's where our climate control will be here on the bottom of this touch screen. Rather than having two separate touch screens or having to dive into menus, all of your climate controls are just going to be laid in here and the bottom. So you will have a couple of dials here for temperature, a little bit of heat and a little bit of cool. Really, really neat stuff. And then all of this will be for your passenger and your driver. So your heated steering wheel adjustment, it's on auto. I'm going to tell you about that, as well as your heated and ventilated seats on auto. So your heated steering wheel and your seat climate controls will be based off of the temperature that you choose inside the vehicle. So if you want to turn the fan speed on a little bit and I turn the temperature up, 80 degrees, my heated seat will come on and my heated steering wheel is now on and activated. If you get a little bit more aggressive with it, the more aggressive these come as well. And then if you go down, heated steering wheel goes off. I can feel that. And then your AC seats turn on. So very, very nice that you can simply get in the vehicle, hit whatever temperature you'd like for both driver and passenger, and it will do everything for you. And then, of course, if you just want to manipulate a level 2 or level 1 heating on your steering wheel, you can do that. Same thing with your seats, just a couple additional taps, but very easy to get along with and very quick and very responsive. Dragging this up, you'll have your climate menu for your climate concierge, where everything in the vehicle will be adjusted by auto. Your eco, heat and cool, your de-icers, all of that very easy to get along with. And then here are going to be some of your frequently used options. So I just tapped this little menu icon here. It's kind of widget icon, and you can scroll through all of your assistance features. Again, the idea is less buttons, but you don't have to dive into your vehicle settings and then go to drive mode and then hit sport. You simply tap on your widget and it's going to be right there for you. So put it in sport mode, your gauge cluster changes, the entire kind of ecosystem within the vehicle changes. And speaking of ecosystem, you can go to eco. Your drive kind of vision changes as well, and then back into normal as you'd like. But as you scroll through, you'll notice a lot of really cool options. You have a full heads-up display mode, you have a minimal heads-up display mode, and the heads-up display is an integral part of how the steering wheel works, and we'll get there in just a second. All of your driving assists, your lane departure alert, your rear brake assist, your safe exit assist, that's what I was talking about with the door handles, your rear camera detection, blind spot, rear cross traffic, and road sign assistance. And you can simply turn those off, just like that. Super, super simple. You don't have to dive in and change the setting every single time you get in. It's right there. And then, of course, your proactive driving assist. So this will be your lane mitigation as well as your adaptive cruise control while you're on the highway. And so as you're driving, it's a capacitive steering wheel, which means you don't have to jiggle the steering wheel about to make it realize that you're there. So it's a simple hand on the wheel will do the trick. Peels away after a certain amount of time, revealing whatever screen you happen to be in. So in this case, we're in our drive modes. You can then go to seat controls and you can fold all. I won't do that because there's a camera in the back seat, but you do have power second row seats, which is very nice in this product. They're manipulatable with incline and recline. You can fold them here. You can also fold them in the back seats, as well as the rear cargo area, but you have a bunch of energy flow mapping, so I can see how much my battery is charged right now, and if I'm using electric power, if I'm using that turbocharged 4-cylinder engine up front. Phone connectivity happened very quickly and very easily, and I'll go here to Apple CarPlay. Nice large screen on Apple CarPlay, super quick, super responsive, and very easy to navigate and get along with. And then tapping on the Lexus, you'll get back to your Lexus user experience. You'll of course have navigation here, as well as full media, Mark Levinson audio, should you choose that option. Absolutely incredible. And then Apple CarPlay, of course, sitting back up there. But very easy to get along with and super intuitive. You'll have your main options here and sub options moving along throughout the right-hand side of the screen. The only thing I wish you could do is multitask, but that's all right. You're doing a bit of multitasking because screens that have multitasking capabilities usually have their climate control hidden somewhere. So in essence, you are multitasking the entire time with having your climate control just here. But you'll have your front and rear fog, as well as your heated mirrors and your volume knob. You actually have a physical volume knob. Still incredible to see that. 2 USB-C charge points right here and a bit of storage there. Pushing this open will reveal another USB-C, a traditional USB outlet, and a 12-volt outlet just there for charging. and a wireless charger, and even more nice deep storage right there. Your cup holders have gotten a redesign. They're redesigning cup holders now too, apparently, but you can have a deep cup holder design by pushing this down and having a larger bottle, or you simply push the push button, aptly labeled, and it comes up to reveal a shorter or shallower cup holder there for only one. Can't do the other one. So if your passenger has a big drink, you're going to have to fight over who has the larger, deeper cup holder. Manipulating how you're going to change gears is a little bit different and interesting, but we'll get the car turned on here quickly. There we are. So park will be a button. To put it into reverse, you're going to go over and then up. Parking sensors are active. They're screaming at me. There's a wall in front of me, and of course you have your rear backup cameras there. And then drive will be just like that. Once again, still screaming at me. So I'll put it in park. Stop it. And I'll turn it off so we don't kill anybody here in the photo bay here. Get it turned back on. Down here, auto hold, so that'll be at a stoplight. Simply push this button and it will keep your brake depressed. Trying to get in an accessory mode here. There we are. Off-road mode for the off-roading that you will for sure be doing in this vehicle. Nice to know that it has it. It's just going to manipulate your traction control a little bit as well as your throttle response. Your traction control off there if you want to do any skids in your RX hybrid, and then your parking electric parking switch there. You do have a center console, nice and deep, lots of storage there, and it is a split center console, so either the driver or the passenger can get into it very, very easily and simply. No LED lighting in here, but you do have a lot of LED lighting coming from the top of the vehicle, so I don't think that'll be a major concern. Your sunroof controls are all right here, very easy to manipulate, and you do still have a sunglasses holder. An option that this car has, which is really, really cool, once again, is a digital rear view mirror, something we've seen in the past, but you can flip it up and have a digital rear view mirror. This case, where it looks like we're looking at a coastline, but this is just our pretty photo bay here at Walser Auto Campus. And then putting it back down, you have your garage door settings as well as your settings for your digital rear view mirror. Now, on to the steering wheel, something you have to use when driving a vehicle, and I want to tell you why this one is particularly cool. So you have buttons here that don't have any labels on them. They don't tell you what they do, and that's because they do a multitude of things. So that is where my heads-up display is going to be key when I'm using the steering wheel. So if I pick the pages, it knows that I'm touching this pages menu, and it shows me up on the heads-up display the menu that I'm in and what these buttons do. So then you kind of glide over them, and it'll show you exactly what you're doing. So in this case, I want to manipulate my following distance, and I'm doing that right now with 4, 3, 2, and 1 car length. And then you can choose your driving assist mode for adaptive cruise control mode or simple normal cruise control mode. And then if I hit the pages again, I'm now going to alter what I'm seeing, my display for my heads up. So I have a boost gauge, I have G-force, I have gear positioning, I have blank, fuel consumption, and then average speed elapsed over time, and then finally an energy monitor and audio. And then you can manipulate the HUD up and the HUD down. These are going to always be what they want. You have your lane departure and then your cruise control on or off, and you can do that there. So it's nice to have physical buttons here as well as physical buttons for your volume up and down. But once again, over here does the same thing. So this is going to be entertainment. This is going to be more cruise control related. So my entertainment side, I can do next track. I can do my voice command using Hey Lexus or using this button just here. And if I hit the pages, it's going to go through what audio mode I'm in, if I'm on Bluetooth or Sirius XM or AM or FM, and then turning the audio power on or off. Very easy to get along with. Of course, you have your wiper controls over here and your lighting controls and your turn signal stalk over here with paddle shifters if you decide to get a little bit frosty with your Lexus hybrid. You do have 3 memory settings sets for the driver, none for the passenger in this model, and your auto and trip buttons are over here along with your fuel opening and your hatch. So we'll talk about the hatch in just a second, but I do want to hop in the back seat and show you what 2.4 inches of extra legroom looks like in the brand new Lexus RX. Back seat of the Lexus RX, really quite comfortable. Very, very comfortable, lots of legroom, and even with a panoramic sunroof that sometimes encroaches a little bit on the rear passengers, lots of headroom there as well. We do have really, really nice back seats because we have heated and ventilated seats back here. We have power, so I can fold this up as well as down, 2 USB-Cs back here, and a 3-zone climate control setup for the entire car. So 2 up front and 1 in the back. and you have locking and unlocking here as well. Lots of really nice textures. You have kind of Alcantara material that is transferred from the front seats to the back seats with, of course, a speaker right here. Door bins down here for cup holders as well. And then, of course, if you fold this down, it will reveal an armrest with center console storage and more cup holders. So very easy to kind of live back here. Kids, longer road trips, even full-grown adults will be more than comfortable in the back of the new Lexus RX 500h F Sport. I have to say it every time. The back, completely redesigned with a couple of new touches and kind of a foreshadow of where Lexus is planning on going with their design language. But we do have a connected light bar here, very trendy in the automotive industry right now. And there's a lot of really kind of cool details. So I'll bring you past the Lexus badging. This is the foreshadowing I was talking about. They will spell out Lexus on the back of their vehicles now. They found it's a little bit more premium looking, and honestly, I agree with them. Badging on the back, though, we do have RX 500h with direct 4. So I do want to talk about their new four-wheel drive system. It can send power to the front axle or the rear axle. In some of their models, even 100% to the front or the back. But it's going to provide optimum efficiency as well as optimum performance across a lot of different driving surfaces. But connected light bar looks very, very pretty. And then down here, a completely redesigned rear diffuser with some venting along either side. And then over here, a lot of really kind of cool detailing in Lexus form. They love little details. And so you kind of have this X format here, perfect for the name RX, but a lot of nice little X detailing there. We'll get the rear hatch opened up, one little beep, and up it goes. And there's a little hidden detail back here that's really quite cool as well, and it's this. It's covered in plastic, but that is your digital rear camera. So a lot of manufacturers are positioning them outside the vehicle, like on the shark fin, up on top of the roof. This application is very, very cool because in rainy situations or snowy situations, the back glass will simply get heated up, and there's a nice little heating element around here, so it'll get all the ice off, all the snow off, but you won't have rain. It won't get dirty. It's always going to be a clean camera as long as, of course, the glass in front of it is clean. So very neat design there. 60/40 rear split for the rear seats, but tons of room back here. You even have a little bit of red detailing on your floor mats. And then down here, full-size spare tire and jack as well. So very usable. If you find yourself on the side of the road, you do have a full-size spare tire in the back of this product. We do have a first aid kit sitting over there, and then your subwoofer just here. And of course, privacy cover. This is also very intuitive to use. You simply pull it out and it locks in place. No more shoving it up or shoving it down and hoping it locks. To unlock it, simply tab up a little bit and back it goes. Very, very easy to use. And of course, you can close and lock. LED lights there as well, so you can see what you're doing at night. But a very nice display of storage in the back of the new Lexus RX 500h. I hope you enjoyed. Quick introduction, of course, into the Lexus RX 500h F Sport. Again, this is the top of the line trim for the new Lexus RX product. There are lower trims available with, of course, less horsepower, but why wouldn't you want 360 plus horsepower and 400 foot-pounds of torque in your new Lexus? Drives very similar to the previous generation RX, so if you're familiar with that model, that is going to be easy to jump into this one. It's going to be familiar. A little bit of new tech to learn, but very, very exciting product from Lexus. I have no idea how to stop this thing, so we're going to stop it just there, closing off on the beautiful redesigned front end for the new Lexus RX 500h F Sport.